Hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve, and a few days ago I put a video out kind of sharing my experience as being a military spouse and what I had seen with the infidelity issues that would go on with deployed soldiers and the wives, running amok when they are deployed. And just in the comments, it was literally like everybody had a story. There was no person saying, oh yeah, I saw that, but that didn't happen to me. It seemed like it was all just, oh God, yeah, that happened to me. First, we're gonna watch this clip of this, a great example of this. By great, I mean horrible. So we're gonna watch this and then we'll react to this and then we'll get into my thoughts about, what needs to be done and the advice that I have. Okay.
On that night, Tyrone Hassel III was in Berrien County on leave for the holidays with his wife and one-year-old son. He was bringing his wife Kamaya food after leaving a family gathering around 11 p.m. New Year's Eve. After dropping it off, he walked back to his car where he was shot and killed, allegedly by his wife's lover.
You gotta understand, man, this is a person that slept in my home. I spent 2 weeks with this person after she killed my son. I grieve for her more than I grieve for myself.
According to officials, Kamaya Hassel was in an extramarital relationship with another U.S. Army soldier, Jeremy Kuehler. They believe the two plotted his death to continue their relationship.
And he was a soldier too. Oh my God. Her wig ain't even nice. This, you threw your whole life away, your whole freedom away, your whole career away, your whole future away for a bitch who wouldn't even put on a decent wig. She ended up getting this insurance money. She had already gotten the insurance money, I think, before she's even in this situation she's in right now. So, she still didn't get her hair done. I don't mean to laugh, but she still didn't get it. You know it, Janine. Focus on what is important.
And reap the benefits of Hassel III's life insurance policy, which we learned is about $100,000 that she's already collected.
The defendant in this case recently received a $100,000 payment from the U.S. government as it relates to her husband's passing.
And hearing the charges read aloud is the first step of the lengthy battle ahead for the family.
That you deliberately, with the intent to kill and with premeditation, did kill and murder one Tyrone Hassel. That is a felony. Life without parole is the maximum sentence. Do you understand the charge?
This is them together. It's look how young they are. Look how young they are. They're baby. Stupid babies. Now, what I want to say is this. When guys go into the military, this is how it works. If you are a guy and you are young, you are about to embark in on this. There is so much wonderful stuff that can come out of the experience. You get to travel. You get to make friends that you never would have made otherwise. There's so much to gain from that at such a young age, not to mention the potential of being able to be retired at an age that nobody else can unless they're the rich people. You know what I mean? You hit to 20 years. In 20 years, you can retire. So if you play your cards right. Now, this is how it works. When you first go in, you're gonna be stationed at a place where you're gonna work right near where you live, where your barracks are. So most of these guys, when they first come in, they don't make a lot of money coming in. We're always busy. So as far as getting a car, a lot of them will not have a car. This is where the sand rats come in. It's around every military base, the military town. And in that military town is going to be a bunch of sand rats. These are young girls who want so bad to get out from where they are. They just want out, and they know, literally, there's this base full of these guys who are surrounded constantly by nothing but guys, basically, for the most part. And they don't have anywhere to go. So they will come and they will lurk around these places. They will lurk. They become a thing of convenience to you. And because, I'm not kidding. And the guys, because they don't have cars, see, the ones with cars, they are at an advantage because they can travel out and the world can still look like a regular world to them. But for the guys who are there, They're young. They just got there. They don't have a car. They have to walk everywhere. They walk over here, get food. They walk over there. It's always on base. You're not going to walk off base. So you're always right there. Like, so when they find a girl who's willing to look at them and let them do things, like it's like they instantly feel like they're in this full-blown relationship. That it's like the mind isn't working the same way that it would if they were out, if they weren't in the military, if they weren't on this base, if they weren't trapped in a barracks. You know what I'm saying? So they get snagged up by these sand rats who just want to play grown up. They just went out of daddy's house. They went out of mommy's house. And so they latch on to these poor boys. I shit you not. Like this, in this case, this is what it is. They latch on like leeches to these boys. And they'll be like, they want to be able to stay over. They want to be able to do all these things. And there's an incentive for them to get into a situation where they can stay the night together and get paid for it. Basically, it's the way that it ends up looking like. Because once you get married, they get more money because they're married. They can live on the base and not even pay rent. You get like, they pay for your, like, they'll put you in housing, you and your spouse. And in their mind, in this young boy's mind, he's thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna have some in-house pee. And it's gonna be just like it's been. And not to mention, they'll get pregnant by you. If you're not easy enough to where you just be like, hey, let's be together, let's be a family, we're gonna get married. If you don't do that at the speed they want you to, they will get knocked up intentionally. They will do the most. These sand rats are vicious. They will poke holes in condoms. They will do they will do whatever they must do. If they think you're dumb enough, they'll even get pregnant elsewhere and just tell you that you're the father. Okay? If they think you're dumb enough to believe it, they'll try that. They'll do it. Okay? And so, or they'll say they have these horrible lives and they, you know, in these abusive situations and stuff. And then you Captain Save-A-Hole. You know, like, but it happens so fast and their brains are so young. They're not wired for this. And so the next thing you know, you are living with this person who don't, in actuality, in real life, you're not the one. You're just here. The one that was here and was willing to do it. And so you get deployed, which you all do. And of course, we got this situation. You get deployed and she just run amok. This is the thing. We used to always hear about this. These guys were like offing themselves because of this. Like these husbands overseas, because there's these dudes driving around in their cars, like smashing their wives and driving around in their cars while they are out here dodging bullets. Like it's sick. It's a sick thing. But these guys need to be told, while you are there doing it, you don't need to be dating. You don't need to be dealing with these chicks. If you do, you need to be the most careful. I'm talking about literally trust no one. And if you do engage in that way, even in a physical way, you need to be the most safe, because the last thing that you need is to be trapped by a freaking sand rat. They're capable of absolutely anything. These are desperate people. They came looking for you out of desperation, lazy desperation. Because if they wanted out, really, they should have found their own way out. But no, they used you as a way to get out from under this. I want some freedom. You know, my parents are sick of my bullshit and they ain't letting me do what I want to do. So I want to pretend to be a grown-up. And now we have this. And this poor boy, he did not sign up for this. This is not what he signed up for. And this heifer, oh my God, I just can't. It just needs to know. It needs to be said. It needs to be put out there. It needs to be addressed, and it needs to be constant. For every young guy that goes into the military, you come out of boot camp, you need to be sitting your ass in a chair, listening to this and hearing all of these stories and these testimonies. You need to hear all of this stuff. It needs to be a mandatory thing. I know in the real world, out here in the civilian world, I say, they don't have it like this, but in the military, they easily could do this. If somebody is pregnant by a military person, they say that they are pregnant by a military person, it should be mandatory that they get a DNA test. Because if it's not, that kid is going to end up under his insurance, and they're going to be paying, military is going to be paying for it. And it ain't even his kid. It ain't even their responsibility. So no, that needs to be mandatory. They need to, this is how they need to be, but they need to protect these soldiers. These are their people. Like, what they need to protect them. They're young as balls. Like, they just need to be, they need, I hate to say it, but they need somebody there to baby the shit out of them. Like, they don't know what they're doing. It's like you give them a gun and you tell them they're grown up, but look what they do. Like, they clearly they weren't ready. Look what happened. This sand rat came out of nowhere, tricked them, and then murked them. But oh my God, for $100 grand. For somebody as dumb as she is, do you know how fast she would run through that? And it was like it was for nothing. Ain't like she gonna go and put it down on some house that she's gonna, fix up and flip and turn it into generational wealth. No, we're talking about a fucking idiot here. She traded his whole life for another sand rat. Oh no, he was a military. Oh my God. And he was a military dude too. This wench right here. Oh my God. This is the devil in a terrible, terrible, terrible wig. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just thought it was so strange. Like my comments from that video, I was like, God, it was weird to me. It's a terrible thing to me, but it was weird seeing all the comments were the same. Like, it really honestly truly is like it's the same experience for everyone, which is crazy. But y'all behave, because I'm not gonna do it. Mama love you.